Let's begin.
We start with the first lap. This is Baron Vaughn on the cereal aisle.
Sugary cereals are like on the bottom shelf of a cereal aisle. Healthier stuff is like at the top. Kashi, eat that. You're not sure what's in it. You're not even sure if you said it correctly. But it's gotta be good. There's pictures of wheat on the box. And look at the one next to them. They're hugging and smiling. Know why? Because they're gonna live past 40. Then I go down one more shelf. Corn Chex is cool. Corn Chex is totally fine. 12 essential vitamins and nutrients is right on the box. Corn Chex still doing great. Then look down one more shelf. Honey Nut Cheerios. Okay, losing you a little bit. It is Cheerios, which is good. But I'll tell you my greatest concern. There's a cartoon on the box. But it is a cartoon bee, and at least bees exist. As long as you stay with illustrations of things that are actually things, you're doing okay. Honey Nut Cheerios, I'll accept it. Final shelf, elves aren't real. Why is that tiger wearing a scarf? He shouldn't be cold, he's covered in fur. That captain does not look licensed to operate a vessel on the milk seas. And you're going after a cereal that features the modern Stone Age family? That's not a thing. You can't have a small brontosaurus as a pet dog. They never existed. Keep down this path, you're gonna end up just like that diabetic vampire.
Welcome back. Dudes react to chick. We suffer. You don't have to.
This week, we watched Anyone But You, which I thought was about a manhunt, but turns out it's about two hot people pretending they don't like each other for an hour and a half.
I was expecting Taken, but instead, we got petty rich people on vacation. The movie.
Yeah, bro, this entire movie is just two people who obviously like each other being like, ew, gross, love, never heard of it.
So we got these two main characters, Ben and B, who have one awkward date and they decide they hate each other forever.
I've had bad tacos that lasted longer than this grudge.
Then they both get invited to the same fancy wedding in Australia, which, by the way, must be nice. But instead of acting like normal adults, they spend the entire trip trying to one-up each other's little pettiness.
It's like Spy versus Spy, but with way more spray tans.
So, at some point, they get so desperate to prove they don't care about each other, they pretend to be a couple.
Classic rom-com move, you know. Oh no, we're fake dating. What could possibly happen? Spoiler alert, they catch the feelings for each other.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, why are we pretending? Just make out and move on.
Yeah, exactly. The whole movie could have been 15 minutes if they just acted like normal people.
So at one point, they ended up naked together because of koalas.
Yeah, I need to talk about this. Because, you know, how do you go from I hate you to, oops, we're both naked because of an Australian marsupial?
Bro, I've lived my whole life without a koala-related wardrobe malfunction.
And then, instead of just getting together like sane people, they keep playing mind games like some middle schoolers.
So, at the end, Ben finally realizes he's in love with B and does the classic rom-com thing, a big public declaration of love.
Well, why do rom-com dudes always wait until they have an audience? You know, of course, B is like, oh, you're emotionally unavailable for 90% of the movie, but this one grand gesture totally fixes it.
That's like failing every test and then showing up with a PowerPoint on the last day of school expecting to pass.
Yeah, and guess what? It works. They live happily ever after because rom-com logic is undefeated. Final rating, 2 beers out of 6. 1 for Australia and 1 for the koala nakedness.
I'll give it 3 beers, just because their commitment to pettiness was truly inspiring.
And remember, dudes, this is just a movie. If there's a lady out there constantly telling you she doesn't like you, it's unlikely you'll get naked amongst a bunch of possums together.
How about knowledge nuggets?
Make me smarter, Chris Purple Haze.
Daylight saving time was originally created to save energy. The theory was more sunlight would lead to less electricity being used. But the opposite is now true, thanks to air conditioning.
Yeah, and when they created it, we didn't have that worry.
As much.
Yeah,
so.
that probably worked for a while.
So we use actually 1% more electricity during daylight saving.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Oh, not as bad as I thought, really, then.
Disney decided not to make Giselle from Enchanted one of the Disney princesses because they did not want to pay lifelong rights to Amy Adams for her image, which
that's what it's based on.
Or she's the character, so they would have to use her image because she's real.
I guess I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen whatever this movie is.
Yeah, so they were like, she can't be a Disney
you're not
princess.
a princess. But I am. I was a princess in a Disney movie. Not officially.
No.
You're not part of the license. You're not in the club. Sorry.
Yep, only these. And the Louvre was built in Paris in 1190. It was built as a fortress in case the Vikings ever raided the country. It didn't become a museum until 1793.
Wow.
So it's been a museum since 1793.
Right.
But it was built in 1190.
Yeah, not long after we became a country, it became a museum. And it was already 600 years old.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Europe's crazy.
There's knowledge nuggets. Let's say you're on a first date with somebody, or you just run into somebody that somebody new.
Okay.
You just met them. You're on a business meeting or something like that. But a first date especially. The other person puts their phone down, and their lock screen is showing. Most people have a basic scene that comes up with their phone, or they customize the phone with a pet, a family member, vacation, child. Mine is a moon.
Is it? Yours is a moon.
Mine's a moon.
Mine is just this basic whatever come on it thing. It's
colors.
Just colors. Mine is colors.
Mine is the moon. But what if the person had a selfie of themselves?
Interesting.
How would you feel about that?
Well, I mean, people do that so much now.
But it's of themselves.
Is there really anything else in the picture?
We're going to say no.
Not really. It's not like
it's a selfie of
me
themselves.
in front of the Statue of Liberty.
Well, maybe. But it's a selfie of you.
I'm more accepting of it if it is in front of the waterfall. But if it's just a at work normal picture. Yeah. Like a really bad
selfie
profile picture. I cast more judgment on that.
Up the nose shot.
Older men are terrible at
up the nose.
This game.
Double chin shot.
Yeah. Ask the younger ladies around you. They're much better at it than you are.
You have to I'm sorry, you're trying to take a selfie without taking a selfie, but it looks bad. You just got to go all in if you're taking a selfie and do the funny stretch your arm as far as you can. Put it at what would that be? Like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't know.
I thought it was higher than that. But yes, I mean, you do.
Well, 6 is top. No, that's 12. I'm sorry.
I was wondering, what clock are you upside down?
The time changes got me off.
I can tell. Chris forgot which way the clock went for a minute. And it was confusing me so bad.
I did. I did an upside down clock.
You did. It's okay, though.
Top 12. So really,
more like 11.
11. 10 and 11 is what I meant.
That's what you were looking for.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, I think that shows how good at selfies we are. If I saw that on a phone, I guess at least I would probably know whose phone it is.
Yeah.
There's always that.
That could be their excuse.
What if I lose mine and somebody goes, all right, well, you can always, the code, and I can show that it's mine, obviously, but what does it have on it? Colors. That's what I have to say.
Colors.
What does it look like? It's a black phone. It's the screen will have colors on it.
Yeah. You need to change yours. Would you think it's weird if it's a selfie? 32% of people say no, that is totally cool.
Okay.
68% of people say yes, that is bizarre that you would have a selfie of yourself. Most people are clarifying that it's weird if it's just you alone, which you were talking about, like in front of the Statue of Liberty or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone said it's a smart way to prove what phone you have.
Okay.
If it's lost.
They're thinking the same I am.
I think the people that don't think it's weird are thinking like that. I can always prove that's my phone.
Yeah.
I always lose my phone. I'm going to take a selfie of myself, and that way I can say it's the one with me on it.
Yeah, maybe. If you find honest people that are like, whose phone is this? And not just people that are going to jack it regardless of whose picture's on it. Right. I think it's fine. I would highly suggest you make that selfie. The setting needs to have something else going on.
Not just you.
No, I think that's kind of weird.
I would agree. Dave, ready to win $1,000.
Dave, how confident do you feel this morning?
50-50.
I hope you score better than that. Dave, we need a $1,000 winner here. Best of luck to you. Here are the rules.
10 questions in 60 seconds. If you answer all 10 correctly in 60 seconds, we'll give you $1,000. Any point you're not sure about a question, just say pass. We'll come back to it if there's enough time. And then whatever your first answer is, that is the official locked-in answer we do have to take.
Okay.
All right, Dave. Here we go. Your $1,000 minute starts in 3, 2, 1. Which has more letters, March or September?
September.
True or false, every sentence must have a subject?
True.
What does the B in FBI stand for?
Bureau.
What is the name of the whale in Moby Dick? Shamu, Moby, or Orca?
Moby.
What is Chicago's NHL team called?
Oh, pass.
What's the name of the wizarding school in the Harry Potter series?
Pass.
What's the name of the sea that separates Europe from Africa?
Black Sea.
What kind of animal is a northern pike?
Snake.
How many prime numbers are there between 1 and 10?
5.
Spell the word. I didn't even get to it. Okay.
All right.
Let's go over some stuff here, Dave.
Passed on some stuff. Not fans of hockey or Harry Potter, I take it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What Chicago NHL team is called? It is the Blackhawks. What is the name of the wizarding school in the Harry Potter series? That is Hogwarts. What is the name of the sea that separates Europe and Africa? That is the Mediterranean Sea. What kind of animal is a northern pike? It is a fish. And how many prime numbers are between 1 and 10? That is 4.
So, Dave, unfortunately, no $1,000 this morning. But listen, still got some cool prizes coming your way.
Yes, we do. Got you a $30 free play to go down to High Winds and have some fun.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hang tight for us. Everyone else, register to play the $1,000 minute. BigDog979.com.
An Uber driver in San Francisco drove his car onto the steps of a house because GPS told him to.
Oh, no.
Which is not good.
No, not good.
So here are the top 6 signs you've got a bad Uber driver.
Okay.
Top 6 signs you got a bad Uber driver. Number 6, they need to have you breathe into the breathing machine up front so it'll start their ignition.
Yeah. Will you just blow into this real quick for us first?
And then we'll get to where we need to go.
Get going.
Number 5, every time they hear the siren behind them, they step on the gas and say, "Don't worry, I can outrun them."
That's good.
Number 4,
Okay.
their seeing eye dog is in the front seat.
Oh, no. Which way, left or right, Fido?
Number 3, their air freshener scent is stale cigarette smoke and wet boots.
Wet boots. That's a nice touch, yes.
Number 2, they credit their punctuality on not stopping to use the bathroom because, well, we always wear Depends.
It's also part of the smell.
Yeah. Top 6 signs you got a bad Uber driver. Number 1, every time he mows down a pedestrian, they shout, "Bingo!" and then they check a box in their score sheet.
That's good. Yeah, there you go.
There's your top 6 list today. Did you know Gen Alpha isn't the youngest generation anymore?
We passed on to another one now.
January 1st marked the start of Gen Beta.
Okay.
People born between 2025 and 2039.
Okay. I was going to ask how long the windows are here. It felt like they were getting shorter, but I think I'm just getting old.
I think you're just getting old. And not everybody's wild about the name Jen Beta.
Well, I mean, I kind of think that insinuates that you're, I don't know.
You're
weak.
You're
weak.
Well,
right?
Jen Beta has always meant like you're the first rendition of just, you're not perfect. There will be a better version of you to come.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Somebody ran a headline that says, "The new generation is here." Is the name already an insult? Beta is the second letter in the Greek alphabet, so it makes sense that they would go with that.
That's why we're going that way.
We did alpha. But it's also slang for when somebody's passive or weak, especially in men, the opposite of an alpha male.
That's what I thought. That's
alphas, and now the betas are coming. Some people say there's nothing wrong with them. The system makes sense. Next generation should be or could be gamma, then delta, and so forth.
So we're gonna move it to like sorority names from here on out. That's what we're gonna do.
It sounds like it. So the 50s and 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
they'll be like
gammas and betas.
Welcome to Phi Kappa Phi.
Alpha, beta.
It's what it is. Yeah, it's Greek letters. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But the beta meaning now, I think if you would have said something about beta 10 years ago, nobody would have made that weak connection, right? Now, it's just a slang thing now, right?
Yes.
Now, alpha male, that's always been a term I've always known. That's always something we've used. But the beta thing is a more recent deal for me. I
think of beta as like that's the test version.
See, maybe it's because I have young children now. I automatically think of the weak thing now.
Oh, see, I didn't. I automatically thought of
I'm pretty hip. I'm pretty, you know me.
Yeah,
I am so
cutting edge of hipness.
All the time, bleeding edge, whatever's the cool thing, I know it all.
Some people say it's not too late to go with different names if people agree upon it very quickly.
Why not?
One idea that's been tossed around is Generation AI. Because they'll never know a world without it.
It's not bad. Yeah.
And I thought, actually, that one's not bad.
We could call them what they probably will be, the last generation.
Because basically 2025 AI kind of became a thing. They will not know a world that existed before AI.
Right. They won't know a world for another 20 years. We're going to die before then. This is the last final humans. Let's call them that.
AI.
I like this.
Final humans?
The final generation. I'm pretty sure it's theirs or the next one. We won't last any longer than that. I'm sure of it. I have such a positive outlook on the world. You can tell.
Generation D for death. We discovered last week that there are some very crazy, unusual competitions from around the world.
Oh, yes.
And I quizzed Bobby and everybody, is it real or is it fake?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I gave you an option, real or fake, and you then would guess. Let's do it again.
All right.
Basically, I will name a competition or a festival or an activity or something, and I will give you a city that it is based in.
Okay.
And then you tell me whether or not it is real or fake.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
The Worm Charming Championships going on in Williston, England. Participants use various techniques to coax worms to the surface within a set time. The competitor with the most worms wins.
I've known some worm charmers in my day. Oh, I've known some, all right.
Don't think we're talking about those kind of worms, Bobby.
Oh, they're very sweet ladies. They know what they're doing usually. Worm charm with the best. I think this is definitely real.
It is real.
Yeah,
that is right.
I bet it's some of those same girls going to England to compete in this exact thing.
All right, let's go with extreme speed yodeling. Extreme speed yodeling in Zurich, Switzerland. Contestants attempt to yodel as quickly as possible, with judges timing their syllables per second. Bonus points for incorporating Swiss folk dances mid-performance.
Yes. This has always been a dream for
True
you
or
and your
false?
daughter, right? To go to this thing? This exact thing. To Switzerland.
But maybe not for this.
For this, maybe. Maybe while you're there, if it's happening. Yodeling can be kind of quick, right?
Yeah.
It can be kind of a speedy, whatever it is, singing, I guess. I'm going to say it's probably real.
It is not real.
Oh,
that is a fake competition.
Speed yodel. You got to take your time if you're going to yodel.
that is a fake competition.
Okay,
I feel like it could have been real.
I thought so.
All right. How about competitive sleep racing in Tokyo, Japan?
Oh, see, the Japanese are weird. They like weird stuff.
Participants try to fall asleep the fastest in a sleep lab. The winners determined by brainwave monitoring. Competitive sleep racing. Who can fall asleep the fastest?
Do people watch it? It sounds like it's in a lab, so you have to watch it on TV. I don't think you get to watch it live. I say yes. I say this is probably a real thing.
That is fake.
Oh,
That is
man.
not real.
Oh, man. It feels like something. I bet I can fall asleep faster than you can. No. I'm really tired.
All right, one more.
Okay.
Fat Bear Week. Fat Bear Week and Katmai National Park, Alaska. I'm sure I'm butchering that name.
Probably, but it's fine.
It's a national park in Alaska.
Sure, yeah.
Fat Bear Week. An online contest where people vote on which bear has gained the most weight before hibernation.
Oh, this is good.
True or false?
I like this. Fat Bear Week.
Fat Bear Week, where you vote online which bear has gained the most weight before they hibernate.
If this is real, you think we could submit my picture for this next year? See if they'll take it. Hey, would you just sprinkle this in with the rest of the bear pictures?
Yeah.
I think it's probably real. I really
That is real.
Yeah, good.
That goes on every week at that national park that I'm mispronouncing in Alaska. There you go. Some real and fake competitions. Did you flirt with anybody over the weekend? And if you did, would it be considered cheating? 2,000 adults found half of Americans would potentially dump you if you flirted.
Really?
51% said they might end a relationship over what they call a harmless flirt, especially if it felt like the person tried to hide it.
So it's all right if they do it in front of you?
I don't think it's okay. It's more likely to be okay if it's more you were upfront and honest about it and didn't lie.
I flirted with an old woman at the grocery store today. I'm sorry.
60% said chatting with an ex is over the line as well.
Hey, that one makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
I get it. You don't necessarily want your significant other just out there flirting. Feels like they're shopping a little bit, maybe.
Now, this really isn't flirting. This is something else. But 23% of the same people said if they found out their partner had been watching porn,
Really?
boom, relationship is over.
23%?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big chunk.
Apparently, reading porn is apparently okay, though.
Have you seen ladies' books?
They said 79% said erotica books like 50 Shades of Grey are fair game.
It's smut, dude. It is like some of the very popular ladies, bestseller type titles. It's very graphic.
Yes.
Very, very. I don't read, clearly. And even if I did, well, you know me.
You're not reading those?
I like the movie better. I just.
I like the pictures.
I think when it comes to my porn, I still want the movie. I don't want it in text.
I don't want to read it.
No, I don't think that'll do it for me. But for a lot of women, it does.
Yeah.
Maybe men too. I don't know.
I think we're more visual.
Yeah, I agree. You can describe breasts to me, but I really need to see
It
them.
doesn't quite have the same effect. Now, that's different. If you're reading it, that's different than somebody describing them.
Well, no, it's the same. It's description in text. You know,
Text,
it's just
not like a voice telling you.
no. Audiobook.
Yeah, an audiobook.
Oh my God.
See, audiobook, I might that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
I might have to give it a try on the way home today. Purchase.
What a weird. Okay, yeah, do that.
Somebody in the car next to you could be.
Just you get stopped at a stoplight. I hope you have your windows down so it's reading it really loud.
66% also wouldn't care if they found out you danced with somebody else, assuming it's not a lap dance.
That's the kind. As long as it's a square dance. What kind of dance? Square dance or lap dance? Oh, it's a square dance, honey. I promise. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. if you were scared square dance, then I think it is okay.
I don't think you danced with anybody if you got a lap dance. You didn't dance with them, did you?
It's still a dance.
Yeah,
it's not called lap.
They danced.
It's still a dance.
Okay, yeah, maybe you danced.
You were a participant in the dance.
I never looked at it that way.
It's not a lap dance unless there's a participant.
I agree.
And you participate.
You're just sitting. You're not dancing. I never considered it like a dance partner.
If it's a good lap dance, you're not just sitting.
Well, that's a good point. Okay. Yeah, I could see that being cheating.
Most said also letting someone buy you a drink isn't that big a deal unless they bought you a drink and you continued to flirt with them.
Huh.
In other words, you don't just go say, hey, thanks, but...
Yeah, I'd try to make it somewhat...
somebody.
Yeah, I'd try to make it somewhat apparent, pretty upfront. That's only the right thing to do anyway.
I think so.
Unless you're just trying to run around on your significant other, I guess.
Point of the show, we find out what we learned on the show today. Bobby, what did you learn?
For the first time in my life, I realized that Chris views lap dancing as just the same as square dancing. You have a dance partner.
You are participating.
You are participating. He's not lying about that. That is true.
You participate in that dance.
Yeah.
So you are part of that dance because that is the style of dance it is.
Yeah. I don't think it matters to, like, my wife whether I'm dancing or not. If I'm sitting there participating, I believe. We all talked about this because of is this cheating kind of thing. A lot of people said dancing, not so much. They were okay with that if you danced with another person. Unless it was a lap dance. That was kind of the thing.
Puts it over the edge.
Yeah. What did you learn today?
That not only do we have Generation Alpha going on, but that ended. We have a new generation that just began in this year, 2025, called Beta. Generation Beta is officially underway.
Yeah. And those babies are all up in arms about the name of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Or somebody is. Beta. Chris took that to mean like they're just test babies. That's the funniest part.
They're test babies.
These are test babies.
You are the test generation for the generation
Really
that's about
funny.
to come next.
It is beta test. I get it. You are a test baby. You're just version 1. We'll have another.
You're not even the real thing.
Yeah. We're working the bugs out with you.
Yep. That's what I took it as.
Let's share one more laugh. What do we have?
Keith Alberstadt on using a dog to meet women.
You want to meet a girl? Piece of cake. Go to a park. Bring a dog. Girls love a guy with a dog. Well, they don't tell you about that cute little theory. You got to bring the right kind. They're not all cooperative. I learned that the hard way. I took my brother's dog, Wally, to the park once. He's a little mutt. He's about that big. I know we have no idea what dogs are thinking, but I'm pretty sure this is exactly what was going through Wally's mind that day in the park right here. Hey, look at that. Keith is talking to a girl. I'm going to take a dump. It's right here in front of everybody. It's not going to be a normal one either. It's going to be one of those where I'm shaking a lot with my eyes popping out. Maybe when I'm done, I'll do that leg shake thing right there. Scoot my ass across the grass. Bark at nothing for 5 minutes. What kind of dog is that? He's a dumbass. He is purebred.